Good morning. Hello, Mary, Andre, Meryl, and Kiama, Rob. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
our Saturday meeting. Today's date is, looking at the calendar, it is the 20th of July, if you can believe it. I don't know what's happening down your neck of the woods, Meryl, but I'm sure in Maritzburg it's happening already. The jasmine is out. It has started. And that is immediately for me the sign that spring is round the corner. And it might link in a little bit with what we're going to talk about today. So the theme today, what did we say? It was, Andre, we said, getting into action. August the 1st is nearly here. And the beauty of our business is that we're always restarting. There's always a chance to get going again and again and again. And interesting, I was just watching a little bit of that video that Bjorn put up this week about how network marketing started as a side hustle for people to start earning the little bit of extra on the side as a part-time thing. And then people realized they could move it into a full-time occupation as well. And of course, time is the big issue that one has to manage in this world. Hello, Bob. Welcome. So, just to summarize where we're up to today and what we're doing today, we are going to continue this morning, building on what we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks. So 3 weeks ago, hi, Amin, nice to see you. We started on that very powerful word, intention. And Andre, you helped us to hone down, and I recommend everybody go back and watch that particular YouTube because it was very, very powerful what we were talking about on that day in terms of intention. And you brought us into the mindset of being single-minded about what we are doing, to become clearer and clearer. And last week we elaborated even more on that without recording because we were speaking freely and just letting ideas flow. And out of that comes this whole thing of being specific, becoming very, very, very focused on what we are wanting to achieve, why we are wanting to achieve it, and how to do it. So this is my little introduction. Andre, I hope I am on the right track as to what we were talking about. Thank you. So last week you said something which was quite funny. I wrote it down. We want to get to the point where what we're looking for in our heads is to the point of being able to say, if we want people who keep birds or talkative parrots like you have, Bob, but what do we want specifically from those people who keep birds? And Andre, you used the example of saying, I want the people who trim parakeet wings. So the more we become clearer on what we're looking for, the more likely we are to get it, to get right down to the specifics. So to call by name, I'm just writing down my little note, reading to you from my notes. Be specific as that, the person, the business, the place you are wanting. And the tighter the niche, the particular group, I haven't looked up the definition for niche, but you all know what I mean. The more you go up, more clearer it's going to be for you, excuse me. So the smaller the niche, the more likely you are to have success. And that was where you said trimming parakeet wings. So we're going to elaborate more today into the specificity, the specificness, is that a word, of what we are each looking for. We are linking this up into the proposal of one product for 100 days based on that writer, Andre, name gone right out of my head at the moment, but you know who I'm talking about. And to fine tune into a particular
Kim Claver.
Kim Claver, thank you. So it can be the product, it could be the business opportunity itself, or your favorite product. And how are we going to do it if we're going to do it for the 100 days? Andre, another lovely quote. I could keep this in my quote book. We are looking to open we are looking for, let me repeat it. We are looking to open the crack of interest in people. Right. So can I hand over at this point, and any comments from anybody at this stage? Dead silence. Right. So I'm going to share.
What can I just say that this business of the niche is counterintuitive. You know, we tend to think the broader our offering, the more likely it is someone will hear us. And so to drill down to a very tight niche takes effort. It doesn't happen easily, but it is super important. You know, it's one of the most important things we can do. So we've got to get over ourselves and do it. It won't just happen automatically.
Very, very important. All right, now I'm in that position now where I can't remember how to get rid of the other stuff at the top of the screen. Can I just fiddle a little bit here to see if this is the one? Is it that one? Is it that one? Well, I don't know if that's it.
But you've done it.
Okay, that's better. Okay. All right. So, Meryl, in the busyness of your life, etc., I don't know if you have thought of a particular product yet. Hermine, have you thought of one?
Just to give some feedback, I haven't thought of anything specifically, but I just find what works best for me is to, you know, see the opportunity as it arises and see the need in the person who you're talking to. I was busy opening and closing water and electricity with government departments this day, and you have to go, it's much easier to go with the buyer as you the seller and do the two processes together, because they've got to open before you can close, whatever. But anyway, talking to this lady who was walking with me, she's got quite a limp, and I discovered that she'd been in a motor accident, and she said, oh no, she's got to go for 2 knee replacements or hip replacements in the near future. And she used to work at the pharmacy as an assistant. And I thought, well, she knows quite a lot about medicines. So I thought, well, let me just ask her and say, well, you know, do you take supplements like omega-3? And she said, oh, yes, I do. I said, well, what brand? I think she took Sodal or something. So I know at this particular pharmacy, they have been selling Neolife under the counter kind of thing. And so I said to her, I said, oh, I'm a great believer in vitamins and supplements, etc. And I said, you must consider taking the omega-3 from Neolife. It's very good. Oh, yes, you know, she knows all about Neolife. It is very good stuff. She said, oh, she'll phone me. So for me, I will take the opportunity for the interest that the person is expressing and change my conversation to whatever their need is. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying, focus on one product, but I think take anything going.
Okay, so can I come in there?
Yeah.
Meryl, thank you. Thank you. So what we are saying is don't stop doing that. That is the core start to your business, is to always react to the need of the person who you're speaking to. So what I think, and Andre, you can correct me if I'm wrong, we are talking about doing, is that what you're talking about, Meryl, as well as 100, what did we say, 100 days, 100-day focus on a specific, why would we be doing that? So I think the reason would be is that there's a certain randomness in the business where you are looking for hearing the needs of people as you go along. We have to do that. We build the relationships, we get the phone numbers, we follow up as we go through our day. We have to do that. It's essential. But Meryl, what this is about is today, apart from doing that, I need to find one person or a new name for one person who I can share my particular product for the next 100 days. It's only 100-day focus that we're working on. Let's make it 90, make it 60, make it 30. I don't think you should go less than 30. So that you are building a different kind of skill at the same time. So it is a targeting with a specific, looking for specific people who would be able to use your particular product. Now we can do it with any one of the 150,000 products we've got. You know, for me, it would be very uncomfortable to choose CoQ10. But ironically, there are so many people out there who have heart with mitochondrial problems, etc., etc. But I don't feel comfortable in that realm. I'm not qualified enough. And so the CoQ10 for me, Monica, would be when I'm speaking to that person, say in the pharmacy, Meryl, and she'll say, hey, have you got CoQ10? Then I'm able to say, yes, I have it. And it's this and that and the other. So what we're talking about is, let's choose a product. And I think why I've put Super 10 up is because I think that's the one I'm going to focus on. Am I resonating? Are people, do you want to have a pause here to say anything?
Yeah, for me, what Meryl just said a little while ago, where she didn't say to the person, oh yeah, try some Omega, and we've got some very good product called Full Motion. Now she's trying to sell two products, which I must agree with Meryl. She's just focusing on one. And so often, when you speak to someone and you pick up that there's something that they may be interested, just to focus on that one product and only that one product is also, I think, just as potent. It's like you choosing to focus on Super 10, but I've got knee problems. I'm not interested in Super 10.
Can I add
Yes,
to that?
Please do.
What Monica was saying is correct. There are two different things, and we do both. What Meryl was describing is fantastic. She was together with someone, and there was an obvious need that Meryl could detect and could get this woman to elaborate on. And when one can find a need, a person's specific need very quickly, then one goes with the need. What this other thing is about is more like, it's the equivalent of cold calling. It's the equivalent of putting the message out to people whose need you don't know. Later on, you would discover other needs and you can add to their basket. But you're asking, is there anybody out there who needs?
All right, Andre, you're breaking. I'm just going to break in there because Andre, yeah. So while your Wi-Fi comes back, Andre. So if I can just quickly elaborate on this, this idea that we're talking about. So what Andre's saying is, Meryl, absolutely, 100%, exactly right, what we all need to be doing. Hearing the needs, and sometimes in that situation that you were in, you've told the person they will contact you. So I've learned that it's much easier not to be too pushy with people, give them the time, the choice to follow up, to be when they're ready to contact you, etc., etc., etc. It's also a very good way that I use, and it's going to tie in with what we've got today to hand out to you on the WhatsApp group in a moment is a tracker book. You can write down the name of the person and what they were interested in, etc., etc. And we start building our list of names that way as well. But now, if I can just quickly, I know Andre's dropped off by the look of it with that unstable. Oh, she's back. Thank you. I'm just going to give you an example quickly on the Super 10 as a focus for specificity. So I've put this list up. I've printed this over the years many times and handed it out to people. If I sell a bottle of Super 10 to a new person, I usually give them something like this. You can print this off for yourselves if you want it, or retype it, contact details. The new price will be 287 Rand on the retail, which comes to 26 Rand a litre. So I think that you're probably going to find when the price comparisons come out, it's still considerably cheaper than the Super 10 equivalents, etc. But if you're out there trying to market your Super 10, carpet stains, lipsticks, and crayon marks. Any ideas?
Moms.
Okay, keep a list, write down, people, while we're talking, because creches.
And you know, the broadest sense of that, preschools,
Moms, creches. I've witnessed a carpet cleaning demonstration the other day. And there were marks left on the carpet after the cleaning was done. So anyway, so that for me would be a natural person to go and say, now listen, why don't you just try some of this as well? So cleaning companies. Right, so that's I'm just listing.
Kitchen, companies that do furniture, built-in furniture for kitchens and bathrooms.
Absolutely. Bathroom companies that have signs up on their baths that you can't use ammonia products.
Or products that have got they feel smooth to us, but they've actually got abrasives in them. And Handy Andy, for example, contains abrasives, and over time the chrome is worn off if people use something like that over and over. And similarly with the surfaces, kitchen counter surfaces get damaged very quickly with these other cleaners. Super 10 is fantastic for that. And Care in a kitchen and LDC and so on. And you know, the kitchen, what do you call them? The refitters, those people, they could add a second string to their offerings and be the source of these perfect cleaners for their wonderful kitchens.
So Andre, if I come in there, Meryl, so in the back of our heads, if you're going to build the business, you have to constantly be thinking, how am I going to find my next distributor? How am I going to find my next distributor? Now, I think every single one of us here has come in through product, through the love of a product, through wanting to get a discount. So, you know, so, and when I said at the beginning of this meeting that network marketing evolved, first of all, as a side hustle, you can see where my mind is going on that side of things. Where blood is concerned, you know, I mean, I don't know, apart from feminine needs, there's, again, in nursery schools and places like that where children have a towel and something like that has got stained. Vets might have need for blood stains. There's all sorts of things I haven't even thought of in that area. But the pre-wash for collars and cuffs, as we're moving more, I'm just going to fly now through it so we don't waste too much time. So when we think about the need for environmentally safe cleaning stuff, that's a huge part of what we are sharing with people. So there's a laundromat down the road, go in and ask, can you demonstrate to them? You don't go in with the thought, I have to sell you a product. It's not that kind of push, push, push. Can I share something with you? Would you be interested? And then, ironically, often that opens the door to other discussions about other things. Stainless steel, back to kitchens, companies, back to car cleaning places. And that comes up again, degreases engines and auto parts. I have gone, and I have to go back to this. I used to do it a lot. I drive past a garage. Rob, I haven't been in today for ages, and he always buys the care. So, and that was just because he was the man who fixes our car engines when they're breaking down. Obviously, our cars haven't been breaking down recently. I used to adopt that thought in my head. If I stand, this came from many trainings I went to in my early days. If you stand in front of me, I want you. It's a bit of a cheeky way to think about it, but it does work. Boy, the Super 10 doesn't kill the ants, but it drowns them. And you know, it's an environmentally safe way of trying to solve a very big problem in our lives at the moment. Walls and tiles. So again, we're back to bathrooms, kitchens, personal homes. So this is where we take our little basket with our products in it. We've met a mommy or someone on the road or, you know, along the journey. Could I come and just demonstrate my products to you? And this is how I met many. Big pardon?
No.
Yeah. This is how I have met many housekeepers, maids, cleaners along the journey. Toys come up again, plastic and vinyl surfaces, restaurants. Now, Bob, you know about that certificate you used to get for using in your facility, your pharmaceutical facility. These products are safe for around food. So food places, back to cars, showers and toilets, oven cleaner, we've used it over and over and over. Oil stains. So you can see the car industry is a big place where we can build relationships in there. Stripping wax off floors, scuff marks, burnt pots and pans, lawn mowers. Is there a gardening company close to where you are, etc., etc. So I just want to finish it at that point, that just from that list, hopefully it's opening our minds and it's reminding me of where I have my little basket in my car and I'm going past the garage people who fix cars, and often it's the little man on the back street, you know. But it doesn't matter. It's an opening in, and if you can talk to one person a day, even if you don't sell anything in a day, you are building your own presentation skills. Okay, I'm going to stop that now. Right. So, Andre, I don't know if I've gone off the topic, but I think by using that illustration for all of you, I'm trying to open the possibility of how to meet people who you don't know, because that often becomes a big problem for all of us, where we get to a point where our warm group, we've talked to everyone. They all know us. They put the label on us and they help us where they can. But we need to be moving into seeing other people all the time. How you do that now on social media, I'm not educated on that. And that might be a different way for somebody to give us ideas and to help us with that. But Andre, you were talking about using ChatGPT, whatever you call it, last week, as a way to do something along these lines. But I've been talking enough now. So welcome, Sakile. Nice to meet you. So any comments about that? Anybody would like to add anything or share with us a product they would like to use, and how would we use that product, such as Full Motion, to find people to talk to. How to get specific in with that area. Andre?
Okay, well, the product I'm going to focus on is Pro Vitality. And the group of people I'm going to focus on, I mentioned last week, I think, because I spoke about stress, and one of the groups that I think is stressed is the 30 to 50-year-old, the moms, women who are juggling children and husbands, and often their elderly parents, and often work as well, and they really are being run ragged, and they need they have very little time to look after themselves, but they do need certain things on board to manage their stress better. And so Pro Vitality is such a good baseline product. And then the other thing about it, and obviously this isn't what one would do straight away, but if someone starts using that and feeling the benefit, then you can point out that we've got virtually that her husband and her parents would benefit as well from using that same product. So you can have a household buying more than one box a month, say, and you could point out that we've got virtually the equivalents for children. And, so if the children are stressed, which most of them are these days, one can, so it's, and then of course, the other thing I could do, although this wouldn't be my primary focus, is if the person says, well, I'd love to, but it's beyond my means, to break it down into the subcomponents. So it's an expensive product, let's face it, but it is one of the very best on the market for covering all the bases. So that's the product I have chosen, and I will focus on that, and I will. Are you going to introduce how you create a names list, Monica?
No, can you do that, Andre?
Me? Oh, okay. All right. So what we will forward to you is something that it's a booklet compiled by Eric Warrer, and it's called a memory jogger or something like that. And in it, he's just given hundreds of ideas of the kinds of people you might know, and you can write down on a list. So, and some are very specific, like who services your car. Write down that name. Others are much more general, like who can you think of whose name begins with an A? And you might quickly come up with 4 or 5 people whose name begins with an A. And so it's just a way of creating a list without any prejudgment whatsoever. You are just putting names down, because the fact of the matter is that every one of those names is someone you could contact. Whether you do or not is another question. And so you realize very quickly that you know a lot of people at some level, and you've got all these people that you can approach. And then I think I alluded to it not long ago. Sorry, a message has just come up and distracted me.
You mentioned
the idea, yes, the thing I wanted to remind us of is that you don't have to attack the person you're talking to. You don't have to say, I think you need Pro Vitality, or I'm selling Pro Vitality, won't you try it? That direct approach is not very effective. But you can say, I've got this product which is proving to turn people's lives around. I've had wonderful testimonials. Do you know anyone who? and then you describe an ideal person you're looking for and ask them for a referral. And if it rings a bell with them, they will say, well, you know, maybe I can think of some names, but actually, I think I might benefit from that. And they open the door for themselves. So just remember that.
Thank you, Andre, because now I didn't mention at the beginning of our meeting today the elevator pitch, which we spoke about last week. And that's part of the elevator pitch could be part of it. So
Yes,
that you're
exactly.
not, it's an indirect approach. It's much kinder to people. We're being bombarded from every time you open any screen, there's some sort of advert, etc., coming up. So we don't want to be, we're not in the hard sell business. This is not about hard selling. This is about building relationships and finding those people who will continue over time. And we've had Bob and Meryl. I think Bob, did you get a gift from Near Life recently? And Meryl did as well, for having been users for over 20 years. So you want to find those people who will become long-term. And that's why, and Kyama, I'm so excited that you're here, because it's a lifetime. It's a lifetime that we are talking to you about a relationship, not just buying a product. It's a relationship with a company. It's a relationship with a family within the company. And that's what makes it so amazing at the end of the day. And we all just are very grateful for the products that have brought us all together. Thank you, Andre. That summarizes the names list and the booklet. We'll put it out now. And you also just mentioned testimonials. If we get any testimonials, can we please start sharing them on the group? I have a very nice one I'll put out this morning from somebody called Peter, who is now completely sold on the products, which is an absolute, I'm very grateful for those people who have come along in our lives. Okay, so can I just switch directions for the moment? Is there any more that anybody wants to think about? It would be very nice if you would each tell us what your product is, as we put pressure on you to think about just one product for 100 days. So Andre, you're doing Pro Vitality linked into MySquares. It doesn't mean to say you don't talk to people and service your customers and do all the other things. It's just a little switch in your daily activities. Right, Rob says 3 minutes. So today is the last day for buying products before the prices go up. I've put the message up on that. And from tomorrow, we're into 2024's new prices, and that's done. And then Bob is going to do for us next week, I hope, the business presentation, the opportunity meeting, and a short talk about the blue zone. So am I got the title right, Bob?
It's the blue zones, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Bob will be putting a flyer out for us in the near future. And please, we would like you to invite as many people as you can. The blue zone is about longevity, I think. That's what it is. I'm not really up to speed on that, so I'm looking forward to it. And a fantastic opportunity to invite people to hear an excellent speaker on a very, very interesting topic, which will be for our meeting next week. And then, of course, please follow up on any of the meetings that are happening during the week. Thursday night, Monday night, and Wednesday, they're doing training, and then that training is saved onto the back office. Have I left anything out? All right. Well, go out there and enjoy the weekend, baby. It's the weekend. Don't know that there's any rugby or anything today. Thank you, Kim. And we'll see you next week. Is there any more comments? Thank you, Rob. You can turn the recording off.